everyone. Welcome to your ESL flipped notebook activity. Today we're going to be talking about action verbs. So in class you should have set up your notebook, but we are still going to go to your table of contents page. I'll clean up my camera a little bit. That's better. And now let's set up our page. So for me, this is page number 8. Remember, for you, it might be a different page just depending on when you started creating your notebook or which notebook I used for this activity. So we're on page number 8. Today we are working on action verbs. Uh-oh, my pen is running out. Let's see if I can fix that. Verbs. This is part of Unit 2, Part 1. So this is our first flipped notebook activity for Unit 2, Part 1. Once we have our title, we're going to jump to our next blank page, and you should already have your page glued down as we did it in class together. And so let's go ahead and put on our title. We already have action verbs here, so I don't have to worry about that part. But I would like to add that this is part of Unit 2, Part 1. And I would also like to put the date. So my date today is January 4th, 2022. But for you, it might be different, and that's okay. And like I said before, we are on page number 8. So let's go ahead and jump right into what action verbs are. And I am going to grab some highlighters for myself. If you would like to grab some highlighters or markers for your notebook, go ahead and do so. And I am going to put a little squiggle around action verbs just to have my title pop out a little bit so I can focus on the fact that these are action verbs that we are talking about. And our first question is, what is an action verb? Well, an action verb shows what a subject does physically or mentally. Okay, so let's think about that just for a second. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight the word subject, but I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to put an arrow going out this way because I want to make a note that the subject is the who or the what of the sentence that is doing the action. So we've talked about subjects and predicates in the classroom just a little bit, and I want to make sure that I can recall and remember that the subject is the who or what is doing the action. Okay, so the who or the what of our sentence. Who are we talking about in a sentence? Are we talking about a dog? Are we talking about a cat? Are we talking about a person? Who or what is doing the action? And I also want to make sure that I know that the action verb, I'm going to highlight action because that's kind of a clue word for us. It's an action, and it can be done physically or mentally. So it's something that you could do with your body, physically, running, jumping, hopping, or it's something that you can do with your mind, reading, thinking, hoping. Those are all mental actions because they're something that you would do with your mind. Okay, so let's look at some example words. We have words like run, jump, play, think, swim, begin, give, draw, build, love, hide, create, plan, write, climb, sell, read, work, sleep, and dream. So as you can see, some of these things I'm actually doing with my body physically. And then some of these things, like plan, that would involve more of a mental or something I would do in my mind. Okay, let's look down at our sentences for some examples. Okay, it says Jim plays the drum. Okay, so what is James, or I'm sorry, not Jim, James. What is James doing? He plays. That's his action. That's what he is doing physically. So that is my action verb. The next sentence, she thinks about her dog. What is she doing? So our sentence is about this girl right here. And what is she doing? She's thinking. So she thinks. That's the mental action. Now we have these two friends down here, and it says, we paint together. Well, what are they doing? They're painting. So again, our action verb is paint because it's something that they are doing. And then the last sentence, I go to school every day. Well, where does the person go? Or I'm sorry, what is the person doing? She's going. Okay, so I go to school every day. Okay. Now what I would like you to do, and this is something different that I typically don't have you do, but I would like you to create your own sentence where you underline your action verb. So for example, my sentence, and your sentence could be about yourself. That might make it a little easier here. So my sentence is going to be Mrs. Moscow teaches ESL. Okay, so that's my sentence. Mrs. Moscow teaches ESL. Well, what am I doing? I'm teaching. So teaches is my action verb. So go ahead and write your own sentence for yourself in an action that you are doing. Okay, so I'm going to check that tomorrow to see what your sentence looks like. All right. Okay, so that's our flipped notebook activity for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this simple activity, and I will see you in class. Bye. Stop.